Hello fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime and it is time to brawl. Now for this sneak peek, we are going to be covering gadgets. Gadgets are a new ability coming to every single brawler in Brawl Stars. Once a brawler reaches level 7, you'll be able to buy gadgets with gold or unlock them from boxes for free. They're easier to unlock from boxes than star powers, but that does not mean that they are not as strong. Once a brawler has their gadget unlocked, a green gadget button will appear under the attack and super joysticks. You activate your gadget by tapping on that button. For some gadgets, you can actually see what the range is by pressing on that button and holding it down. If your finger is on the gadget button and you don't want to activate it, you can actually slide your finger off of it before taking your finger off of the screen to disarm that gadget. Currently, each gadget may only be used 3 times per match and they all have a 5-second cooldown before you can use them again. You cannot use the gadget while holding the brawl ball, and many gadgets have a minimum range between you and the target for you to actually activate them. For example, El Primo cannot activate his gadget unless an enemy is within 2 tiles of him. And 8-Bit can't activate his gadget unless he's within 12 tiles of his turret. Any damage dealt from gadgets will not go towards charging a brawler's super. In this video, I'm going to show you every brawler's gadget, starting with the common brawlers and ending with the legendary brawlers. So make sure you don't miss a single second because there is a lot of information in here. I'm going to be doing more sneak peeks for this update, including complete breakdowns on Jackie and this little guy right here. So make sure you guys subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you guys do not miss it. And if you guys use code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop, it would go a long way in supporting me and my family so that I can actually take time to make videos like this one. We've got 33 gadgets to cover, so let's go ahead and get into it. Shelly's gadget is fast forward. Shelly dashes 3 tiles in the direction that you are pointing the movement joystick at. This will allow her to run away or get closer to enemy brawlers so she can blast them in the face. Now you've got to be careful about aiming at walls because they will cut your dash distance short, and this includes when you're aiming slightly toward a wall but you're actually walking fine along it. Nita's gadget is bear paws. Nita's bear slams the ground, stunning enemies for around 1 second. Now it reaches 2 2/3 tiles, so Bruce does have to be close to an enemy brawler, but that's actually all that he's gonna need in order to deal serious damage. Colt's gadget is Speed Loader. Colt instantly reloads 2 ammo, saving him over 4 seconds of reloading time. This will allow Colt to have insane damage potential over a sustained period of time. Bull's gadget is T-Bone Injector. Bull instantly heals 1.5 thousand health. When added on top of his current health, it's like Bull almost has as much health as El Primo. Jesse's gadget is Spark Plug. Jesse's turret sends out a shockwave that slows down enemies that get too close for 3 seconds. It has a range of 3 2/3 tiles, and this will make it impossible for enemies to dodge shots from her turret while they are being slowed. And this even affects brawlers hiding behind walls. Brock's gadget is Rocket Laces. Brock fires a blast at the ground that blasts him into the air and deals 500 damage to nearby enemies. He will jump 4 tiles in the direction that he's moving, and he can use it to jump over walls as well. Plus, the blast will actually push enemies back, which will help him escape a close encounter. Dynamite's gadget is Fidget Spinner. Dynamite spins like a madman and throws 20 sticks of dynamite that each deals 700 damage. Nobody's gonna get hit by all the projectiles, but that is 14,000 potential damage. The attack has a maximum range of 9 tiles, but Dynamite cannot move or do anything else while he uses this ability, which does make him vulnerable. Bo's gadget is Super Totem. Bo drops a totem pole with 1000 health that recharges friendly brawlers' supers, including his own. It takes 19 seconds for it to completely charge a super from 0, and it charges all of the brawlers' supers at the same rate. Tick's gadget is Backup Mine. Tick dashes forward 3 tiles, leaving a mine on the ground that deals 700 damage. The dash works exactly like Shelly's, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be using it primarily to run away instead of for offense. 8-Bit's gadget is Cheat Cartridge. 8-Bit instantly teleports to his turret, which is then destroyed. Now this ability works even if the turret is low on health, which can allow him to escape or even land a surprise attack. Ems's gadget is Friend Zoner. Ems pushes all enemies back and deals 500 damage to them. It has a 3 1/3 tile radius and a push range of 3 tiles, making it much easier for Ems to deal with a brawler who gets too close. El Primo's gadget is Suplex Supplement. El Primo throws a single nearby enemy over his shoulders, and he can even throw them over walls. He can only grab brawlers within 2 tiles, and he always throws them 6 tiles from where the enemy was originally standing. Barley's gadget is Sticky Syrup Mixer. Barley drops a sticky mess that slows down all enemies that touch it. It also deals 100 damage up to 3 times, and the slow lasts for as long as they're inside the syrup for up to 4 seconds. It has a short range just longer than 2 tiles, but it does affect brawlers behind walls. Pogo's gadget is Tuning Fork. Poco and close by allies heal 500 health per second for 5 seconds, which is 2,500 health healed. The ability only has a 2 2/3 tile radius, but similar to how Max's super works, after the ability is activated, teammates will still heal even if they're not next to Poco. Rosa's gadget is Grow Light. Rosa instantly grows a 3x3 section of bushes where she is standing. She can use this to connect bushes, making it easier for her to ambush an enemy or even to just heal with her plant life star power. Rico's gadget is Multi-Ball Launcher. Rico shoots out 2 waves of 8 bullets around him that bounce off walls and can hit multiple targets. The first wave of bullets deals 640 damage with each projectile, and the damage is cut in half to 320 damage for the second wave of bullets. Each bullet can only deal damage to the same target once, but they can deal damage to multiple targets. The total potential damage against a boss bot who has a large hitbox radius is 7,680 damage, but the most damage I've seen it do against a regular sized target is 2,880 damage. Daryl's gadget is Recoiling Rotator. Daryl spins in a circle, unloading 15 shots that each deal 700 damage. Against a boss bot, he can deal up to 10.5 thousand damage, but the most I've ever seen it deal against a regular sized target is 2.8 thousand damage. It has a total range of 8 tiles, but Daryl cannot move or attack while he's using the ability. Penny's gadget is Pocket Detonator. Penny detonates her cannon, knocking enemies back and dealing 1.5 thousand damage to them if they're within 2 tiles of it. The explosion also breaks walls, so you have to be careful about using it on your side of the map, and it does also activate her last blast star power if that's the one that she's using. Carl's gadget is Heat Ejector. Carl leaves a trail of burning rocks behind him that deal 300 damage per second for 3 seconds. Targets can get damaged by multiple fires, allowing the damage to stack up pretty quickly. The ability can also be activated while Carl is supering for a massive boost in damage and coverage. We're talking over 14,000 damage in the right situation against this boss bot. Piper's gadget is Auto Aimer. Piper shoots out 4 small projectiles that each deal 400 damage and have a range of just over 6 tiles. Be careful not to attack while it's being used, or it will actually interrupt this ability and decrease the damage. Pam's gadget is Pulse Modulator. Pam's turret will emit a healing pulse that will heal her and any teammates that are within range of her healing turret for 1,200 health. Frank's gadget is Active Noise Cancelling. Frank becomes immune to stuns, slows, and knockbacks for 2.5 seconds, which allows him to attack or use his super without getting interrupted. BB's gadget is Vitamin Booster. BB heals 600 health per second for 4 seconds for a total of 2.4 thousand health. Enemies are going to have to eat through 8.3 thousand health to get rid of BB, and when paired with her batting stance star power, it's almost like enemies have to deal more than 10.7 thousand damage to take her out. B's gadget is Honey Molasses. B drops a beehive with 1,000 health that splashes honey and slows enemies that touch it. It has a 3 tile radius and it can slow from behind walls. It will actually remain in place until it gets destroyed, or if B places down another beehive. Mortis's gadget is Combo Spinner. Mortis attacks in a circle around him, dealing 1.3 thousand damage to all enemies within a 2 2/3 tile radius around him. This is going to allow Mortis to burst down 20 of the 35 brawlers without having to reload a single shot. Tara's gadget is Psychic Enhancer. Tara and her teammates will be able to see all enemies for 5 seconds. Now this includes enemies hidden in a bush and invisible brawlers like Leon or Sandy. This ability does not have infinite range though. If an enemy isn't on the screen for Tara, then they will remain hidden for Tara's teammates. Jean's gadget is Lamp Blowout. Jean heals for 1,000 health and pushes away all enemies close to Jean, just like Em's gadget pushes enemies back. Max's gadget is Phase Shifter. Max dashes forward 3 tiles just like Shelly does with her gadget, but she also becomes immune to all damage while she's dashing. Mr. P's gadget is Service Bell. The current porter on the field gets a 1,000 health buff and 150 damage buff. If a porter is damaged when his gadget is activated, it instantly heals it from all damage, which you can then use to surprise your enemies. Spike's gadget is Popping Pincushion. Spike sends out 3 waves of 10 spikes, but the first wave actually sends out 2 sets of spikes, so it's almost like 4 waves of spikes coming at your enemies. Each spike deals 520 damage, and each projectile can only deal damage to a single target once. The total potential damage to a boss bot or a heist safe is 20.8 1,000 damage, but the most I've ever seen it do against a regular size target is 6.2 thousand damage. Crow's gadget is Defense Booster. Crow gets a shield with 60% damage reduction for 3 seconds. He can activate this right after supering on an enemy so that they have to deal 5,376 damage if they really want to take him out. Leon's gadget is Clone Projector. Leon creates a clone that looks exactly like him. Its health is actually an illusion, and in reality it only has 1 HP, meaning that this clone will disappear when it gets attacked by anything. It will chase down enemies and make them think that you're coming after them, but it doesn't actually attack. If you use this ability while Leon is invisible, it just appears out of nowhere and it clearly looks like a clone. So make sure that you use it when you're out of sight and then go invisible to get maximum value. Sandy's gadget is Sleep Stimulator. Sandy falls asleep for 2 seconds and fully heals to max HP after he wakes up. He cannot move while he's asleep, and he can get killed before he wakes up, so you have to be careful where you use this. And there you guys have it, all 33 gadgets coming to Brawl Stars in the next update. Of course, we're going to be getting some gadgets for the 2 new brawlers as well, so make sure you guys stick around for a video where I'm able to cover everything that you need to know about them. And use code Kairos if you want to support the channel. For now, guys, this is KairosTime ticking by, and we will see you in Brawl Stars. Oh yeah.